Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay there. Had a little last minute Skype call coming in. Something I had to deal with. All righty, so here we are. The NASDAQ taking a bit of a tumble yesterday, huh? Look at that, a very, very bearish bar. Now, what's interesting with these types of bars in these kinds of ranges is note that it is what is referred to as an engulfing bar. It's this type of scenario here where you're encompassing the whole either previous day's range or in this case the previous week's range, and that tends to lend a bit of a bearishness to the market, at least for the short term. You can see that long term these engulfing type patterns tend to have follow through or better follow through with the trend than they do counter trend. Here was another engulfing kind of day, and you can see not a whole lot came out of it, but all the engulfing kind of days that came with trend, they all had really good follow through, or at least better follow through. So it looks like the market's trying to recover here a little bit off of what happened yesterday. A pullback, of course, not out of the question. The market has been rallying for some time, and we do have that short little trading range going on. Take a look here at the overnight on the Eagle, and it looks as though, well, we don't really have an opening gap to deal with this morning. The market, from where it finished off around the 77.50 zone, you can see the Asian session rallying a little bit, the European session coming back toward that a little bit, and that's pretty much where we began the day, where we left off. So right now we're chopping back and forth a little. Trade forecasts are actually saying we are going to be in trend mode. Ooh, but that's ending pretty quick. Swing mode, hot on the heels, and that typically means that we're going to introduce a little bit more volatility into the market. We did get a number 2 signal to short here, and we're working a possible trend change signal here on the Falcon. All right, maybe I'll take a look at that. Maybe I'll take a look at trying to short it. And I'm going to anticipate the signal will print somewhere here around the median line. Let me get my stop loss order out of the way for now. So this is just your basic trend change signal that we're looking at, where the trend line has changed color. So we've gone from green to red. Here's the move that changed the trend line color. Here's the counter move. Now we're looking for the with trend move again. Oh, and that's not working out.
Order canceled.
All right, so let's cancel that. So things were bearish. Now they're a little bit more bullish. Oh, we're getting a hard edge bounce here on the Eagle. First micro macro cross. A number 3 signal here on the Raptor. All right. They don't want to go lower. Let's try to take them higher. I'm going to use this current bar as my second push entry. So I've got a follow-up signal now. This will coincide with the trend change signal on the Falcon. There we go, get my 5 points, hopefully. Oh, we're coming up on that nasty quarter to the hour mark. Oh, a little bit of a double top. We could be getting a number 2 signal developing. The immediate trend, given yesterday's session, does seem to be down. So what I would like to see here is I would like to see at least another bull bar, a bit of a bull push. And after that, I'm going to start to bring my stops up a little bit more aggressively. But the momentum is fading, and pretty darn quick too. Here we come now with the number 2 signal. The Bollinger's changing over, so again, I'm going to be looking here for an opportunity to bring my stops up. There's one bar. Come on, give me the second one. Oops. Uh-oh, that's not looking very promising. Okay, there's one bar, there's 2. Okay, I'll take that as my stop now. Sorry guys. Sitting, my new headset, I leaned against my mute button there. All right, what I was saying is we had a number 2 signal here with a second push opportunity. Then we came right back with a number 3 signal, essentially. It didn't print as a number 3 signal, but that's what it is. It's the hard edge bounce. It did not print as a number 3 signal because the clouds are intertwined. You can also think of it as an early cloud crossover, an early number 1. The principle is the same. We're in the hard edge, so we're anticipating a reaction. All right, here now comes the proper number 1 signal. Because the market did not want to go lower, I framed it up so that it was essentially like a bracket trade. And I'm extending my profit objective here. Hopefully, gonna sneak a couple extra dollars out of the trade. I can recover my earlier loss and maybe post a profit. So we're going to have a little bit of resistance here as we get around the 77, 83, 84 zone. That's where the market got knocked down before. What's significant about that is the people who were selling here, their stop loss orders are just above here. So if we can see the market trade 77, 84, 85, we're going to start trapping traders out of their position. Okay, come on. Well, this isn't looking very promising either. It started off so well, and now we are floundering again. So I do have my stops in their proper position. That's the only good news. But if the market does not start to take out some of these recent swing highs, it's likely I'm going to get tagged out here again. So I'm going to roll my stops maybe just a little bit. This is really kind of the last chance for the buyers to get their act together. Okay, I'm going to take a chance. We're at these resistance points, these swing highs. I'm going to take a chance at break even. Hopefully the market doesn't bounce back too much from here, and we'll actually get a bullish push. Come on, you stinkers. I don't want to have to buy back into this trade. Okay, did you see that quick little burst as we got up here? That's the trapping the traders that I was mentioning. Okay, now it's decision time. We have hit our high probability profit target. And if I were smart, I would probably take profit there. Maybe I won't make the trade work quite so hard. This bar, if it finishes bullish, I'm going to start rolling below any bar that has a tail to it. Come on. You can do it. Come on, give me another bull bar. You stinkers, get up there. I'm trying to avoid the waffling, that happens, like this kind of thing here, where you get one bear bar, one bull bar, one bear bar. Okay, we got two bull bars. That's better. Again, I'm not really keen on how they're waffling there. All right, well, didn't quite get the follow through I was hoping for, but I was starting to get to that point where I just didn't want to leave any more profit on the table. If I get two bearish bars here, there's a chance they're going to try to recover back to the hard edge. That's where my stop loss order was at break even, and I just didn't want to give it up. See, here we go. It pulled back to the hard edge. We got a couple of bear bars forming after that little bit of a rally up. Pulls back into the hard edge, and I would have stopped out. So just as well, I took that $100 that was sitting there. We've got a bit of a trading range developing here this morning, and I'm not entirely sure why. Are we still waiting on reports? But this is kind of the trading range-ish. It's not precise. We are in swing mode, moving into scalp mode. I think the market may be even a little bit ahead of the trade forecaster there. Okay, so we've got a market that tries to go up but doesn't go up. Here's another hard edge bounce. The hawk is a little conflicted right now. We got some yellow bars, but the falcon is starting to introduce a red trend line, a red filter. The raptor here is going to produce a counter trend signal if the market continues lower. And that does open up the possibility of a short. Sometimes when you try to judge the market momentum, and admittedly this is something that comes with a little bit more experience, but when you see breakouts, you anticipate follow through. And when you're not getting the follow through, then maybe you're thinking a reverse. Maybe you're thinking the market's going to try to go the other way. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Notice all the candy striping, lots of signals, very little follow through. So as we get back toward the top end of the today's trading range, it makes me consider that the market might try to get more bearish. We do have a number 3 signal here with a second push opportunity on that. So maybe I'll throw my just in case order to buy up here, just in case the market decides to blitz higher. There we go. I got you covered. And then my next profit order would be right up there. Okay, well, they did fill it to the long side. I'll get my stop loss order in play. So I'm going to use the hard edge here. Okay, we're 3/4 of the way to the profit target. Oh, hooray. Okay, well, that worked out all right. So I would have, in hindsight, I would have actually done better on that first trade, taking profit on target and then looking for a second opportunity to get back in. But here's a situation where with my trading quota, I have done my 3 trades and I have finished the day in the black. So at this point, my trading day is done. And this is what you want to shoot for. You want to have those days where, okay, you may have had a losing trade, you may have had a stinker, but you're finishing in the black. That's what's important. Because, as I like to remind you, after that, it just becomes a game of multiples where you just add more to your position. Notice when we have these kinds of conditions here on the trade forecaster saying, okay, we're on swing mode, we're moving into scalp mode right away. These kinds of conditions suggest that you're going to be better off taking profit on target. You know, we all want the nice big move, the big rally where we can make a gazillion dollars, but those moves are rare. They do happen. They'll happen a couple, 3 times in a month, but day to day, it's usually more of this, more of the grind. And so when the trade forecaster is saying, hey, we're in swing mode, we're moving into scalp mode, you need to temper your trading decisions with that information. And what that tends to mean is broader stops. Don't strangle your trade, at least not out of the gate. And consider taking profit on target. It will probably serve you a little bit better. Of course, now that I've said that, watch the market just go streaking higher or lower. Well, nice little hard edge bounce here on the Raptor, a nice macro pullback signal here on the Hawk. I didn't think it was going to have that much left to it, but here they go. The buyers making a stand here today. And it turns out that that was, in fact, a decent little signal. Now, it didn't print as a number 3 signal because it looks like we were a tick or two shy of the hard edge, but that's what it is. It's a number 3 signal. That's a shame. That's a decent little move. So I think at this point, we've kind of negated yesterday's bearish session. See here? Currently, we've recovered at least half of yesterday's bearish session, and that's going to encourage some buying, I would think. I would think that would make the bulls very pleased. So whereas I was a little bit more bearish on the day, that might start to change. Now, that's not to say we can't anticipate a pullback. In fact, I think we're almost guaranteed a pullback of sorts. The sellers aren't going to let this go. The higher the market gets, the more the sellers will become interested. So as I mentioned yesterday, I do need to close the trading room a little bit early here today. So we're going to close it up at the bottom of the hour. Wow, very strong move. So it's looking like this rally, essentially out of the open, is the move of the day. I'm on hold now until I get a pullback. As tempting as it is, well, here, let's demonstrate. So you've got a market, you seem very certain about the trend. You could buy in on the next signal. Just whatever the next buy signal is, just buy in on that. The problem will be stop placement. So you're going to need to be prepared to run a deeper stop. Okay, there's your warning dot. Direction, not so much of an issue right now. Timing is the issue. Well, let's take a look here. We'll demonstrate what it's like just to buy the next signal. Well, it's a little bit of a pullback. That's promising. Oh, look at that. The Bollinger's taking a deep dive here. Becoming quite bearish, actually. Okay, where's that buy signal? Now, if you're looking, for a trade to follow on, like I said, this is more a demonstration type trade just to show you what it's like to take advantage of a trend. So I'm just looking to buy the next signal. Wow, I don't think I'm going to get a buy signal here. Come on. Well, we're close to the first hard edge. I would have anticipated a bounce from there. Oh, look at that. Now we're actually producing a red warning dot. That's going to be in sync actually with the Bollingers. Next signal that prints will be a number 2 signal. I wonder, have the sellers stepped up at this point? Is this going to be it for the buyers? Maybe. Will trend trump all? Let's see, do we have a buy signal anywhere else that I can show you this? Well, we do have a buy signal here on the Falcon. We can demonstrate it on the Falcon. So we're just looking for a buy signal regardless of anything else. No. All right. Well, we'll leave that alone. I think you guys get the idea. It's not the right condition for this. But very often, if the trend seems obvious, then, just buying in on any with trend signal will usually work out okay. The problem will be stop placement. That's what I was going to demonstrate, is where your stops actually have to go to make it work. But the market fairly balanced. Again, look at where we are. We're right back at 7,800. Well, we know we spent a fair amount of time around that number. Well, we're getting a little bit of a trend change going on here. The Hawk has the first micro macro cross lower. The Falcon already with a trend change. All right, let's take a look at this first micro macro cross lower, and that's probably going to be the last trade that we can get going here today. So there's the order. It's essentially a second push opportunity on this first micro macro cross. Just looking for a little bit of a scalp. In fact, I may try to take it a little bit further here. Try to get a swing target out of it. So 92.50. There we go. And everything's drying up. I don't know why it's drying up so early. Oh, yeah, funny. Frank just asked, how about a short on the Hawk? What I would be leery of is that this may develop into a bull flag, right? We've got the big uptrend. I don't want to see this turn into a bull flag and the market break higher. Like I said, trend trumps all. So you always need to pay attention to your overall trend and try to stay with that as much as possible. You'll always do better going with trend, even if it means passing on potentially a high probability signal. Okay, I'm going to start to roll my stops in a little bit. This is going to be very important. The market needs to take out this low. There we go. And now that it's done that, I'm going to start to be more aggressive with my stops. So we have made our scalp target, and I'll protect that. Okay, I'm going to lock in my, okay, I tried locking in my scalp target. Looks like it would have got down to my swing target, but the little hesitation scared me off. All right, well, not a bad little trade. We had to take a little bit of heat on it, but right now the market fairly balanced, I would say. We're getting a deeper pullback. We're back down to some significant support. I would not be surprised to see the market try to rally up a little bit even. And I think we're going to see a little bit of a trading range established for the remainder of the session. All right, gang. I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye for now.